He is at 134 miles an hour, 135, before he starts to turn in past the 50 meter. Let me roll that back again. He goes past the 50, you see that dark line going across the whole track, and then it gets lighter, and then there's another dark spot. So he is starting to turn about that first dark spot. Let's see, yeah. And then that's the second dark spot right there. But he's not turning till that first dark spot. And his braking is only at about 50% pressure. Getting back on the throttle as he is aiming toward those 3 grandstands out in the distance on the right. And back on full throttle. What was his speed, minimum speed? 86. So he got down to 86 miles an hour. And then on an exit line about the middle of that curve, it looks like. So, all right, cool. So that's turn 1. And now this is my turn 1. Try to figure out what I'm doing differently here. As we come up on 50, you can see my steering input is I'm already turning. I hit a similar maximum speed before I started this, but that's a big difference there. I'm turning at the 50. He's not turning until this dark line about right there. So I'm definitely turning early. Okay. And then you can see my brakes. I am at full on brakes. Okay. And now I'm already starting to blip the throttle, which he was coasting. And now I'm at full throttle, probably a little too soon, maybe. I mean, I do hold it, so what's my minimum speed here? I dropped down to 88 miles an hour. Okay, well that's significant difference there. So the 2 biggest takeaways I have from that, let's go back once more. So I'm turning in at the 50 way too soon. Applying too much pressure on the brakes. Probably releasing a little too soon though. Okay. And then this is all flat out. I can easily go flat out through here. So we're gonna go back now to Fast Lulu. And let's see the next turn. No need to look at all of that. Okay, approaching past the 50, starting to turn in. You can see that steering input starting to turn in just after the 50. So turning in first, no brakes yet. And now brakes right before that steward stand on the right. And again, 50% braking for a while. And now back on the throttle at about the beginning of that mountain off in the distance. And now full throttle, staying nice and tight to that curve, actually going over it, and then aiming at about a quarter of the way through that curve. Okay. What was the minimum speed? I do want to see that. I think I got a good idea of the turn in and the braking point. So braking there. Right. Minimum speed going down to 101. All right. And let's switch over to mine. We're gonna skip ahead a bit here through these S's. I may go back and analyze those. I wanted to take some of the bigger turns. So the most important turns to nail are the ones right before the longest straights. So if I'm looking up here, turn 1 has this nice long, not a straight, but it is flat out. And then this is also another fairly long stretch, but you have this one, this one, this one, and then this. So I got to start somewhere. All right, so here's mine. I'm trying to keep in mind what I learned on the last one. He was turning just after the 50. I'm already, my steering input is already going, so I'm turning in much sooner than he is. And I'm letting off the throttle and braking about the same point, but you can clearly see I am full on brakes. And now there's the start of that mountain, and I'm getting back on the throttle, so that part of it is pretty similar. And am I sticking to the inside of this curve? I'd say it's pretty close, yeah, riding over it, and pretty similar exit point. So again, the takeaway is I'm turning in too soon, and I'm using too much brake for this turn. So rather than analyze every other set of turns on this track, what I want to do is go back and see if I can take what I'm trying to learn here, especially just those 2 turns, if I can start to bring my times down. I did a 142.3 in the last couple of days, but to be honest, this replay we're watching here or analyzing was a 142.6. That was the best I could do today.